If you're watching this video, it's probably because you have dark hair and you're trying to get it light, and there's not really that many videos on YouTube. And also, if you're watching this video, it's because you have natural hair and you're trying to learn how to get it from the dark natural color that you have it to a blonde color like moi, or even blonder. But half the videos on YouTube are of people who already have light hair and they're trying to get it lighter, or maybe some of the natural hair ones just aren't that informative. Now this video, I am going to go into depth of how to get your hair from dark to light. And I also did this over a extended period of time, so this isn't going to be a one-stop shop. This isn't a one process type of thing. This is not a one process type of thing. You're going to have to do this over 2 or 3 processes. I do not advise a 4th process, and I'm still kind of thinking about that 3rd process that you're going to do. So the first step is bleaching your hair. Now the bleach that I use is Ion 30 volume sensitive scalp. It's in a big purple bottle. I got the 30 volume. The bleach packet that I used was Prism lights. It comes in like a violet blue, or it's violet or blue. Either way, it doesn't matter. Your hair is still going to turn orange in between. Now, the reason you're going to want to do this over an extended period of time is because you are going to have to try to cancel out those orange tones that you get from your dark hair. Now, what a lot of people do or don't know is that brown hair has undertones of red. And red is like it's probably the worst color to try to get off your hair if you're trying to go blonde. So the first time that I bleached my whole head, it did indeed turn red. It turned like fire engine, cracker. It was like a stop sign, red light. What else? This is like burgundy, but it was red. Okay. It turned out really, really, really bright red. And then I had brown roots because I kept my roots dark. So once your hair is that, you're going to bleach it again. I don't necessarily advise bleaching it again that same exact day. They say wait a week in between. I was impatient and I could not wait a whole week with that fire red hair. So I bleached it again that same day. I deep conditioned in between that period and then bleached it later on that night. When I bleached it later on that night, or maybe it was like the next morning or something, but either way, my hair, after bleaching it, then it was orangey yellow. It turned like an orangish yellow color. Once you get to that like orangey yellow color, I really don't advise you to bleach it again because that's already pretty light. So you're pretty much taking your hair from, I think 1 is the darkest color. So you're pretty much taking your hair from a 1 to a 10, and you can't just jump from 1 to 10. So if you get your hair from that 1 to like a 7 or 8, well, I think my hair was like, yeah, my hair was like an 8 or 9. It was like, it got pretty high. Once you get to your hair to that color and you're just left with this orange and yellow, just tone from there. Like from there you can just apply ash blonde dye, which I haven't done yet, but I am going to do because I do want my hair lighter than this. Or really I just want to cancel out some of the yellow. My hair's still really yellow. I want it to be more pale. So, So you can either, from that point, you can use ash blonde dye to cancel out those colors. Or you can, no, I don't use a toner yet. So yeah, use ash blonde dye. Now, I suggest you use professional dye, so don't go use a box dye on your bleached blonde hair. Just out of like, I don't know, just out of concern for like the mixing of chemicals, I just advise you to use a professional color. So I stayed in the Ion range. I used the Ion developer. I just thought just keep using Ion. And believe it or not, the professional colors are a lot cheaper than the box colors, I'm pretty sure. Like the 1 tube of Ion, which pretty much covers my whole head, was like $5. It's like $4.49, $5, and I have a Sally's card, which I bought for this process. So yeah, so what I actually used was a 9BV Demi-permanent, which removed some of the yellow and orange colors. but it left my hair still pretty brassy. So I had John Frieda Color Brillance. It's part of their blonde line. I used the John Frieda purple shampoo. I deep conditioned with that for like 3 days straight. Well, 3 days, and then in between each day I deep conditioned. So it was like I pre-pooed the purple shampoo. So I advise using a purple shampoo from there. Excuse me. And it did take away a lot of brassiness. So you can't really see in this light, but down here I had really, really red orange parts. So I just kind of used that as the scale to determine whether the purple shampoo was working, and it did. It worked tremendously well. The John Frieda. I only recommend that one because it's the only one I use, but I've heard Prism Lights was really good. So yeah, and it didn't dry my hair out at all. So yeah. So really, once you get your hair light enough, just tone and use ash dye. You want to stay away from colors that have the words warm or golden in it, and look for more of colors that have like blue or cool or ash. The word ash is a big deal. Look for the word ash. You want to be careful about using ash on parts of your hair that are already super light, because what it can do is turn your hair like a dingy gray color. I haven't had that experience yet, but I have read stories or seen stories where people have had that problem. One of the really popular strong toners that's out there is Wella Color Charm. I actually used the Wella Color Charm once during this process, and it helped. It actually helped a little. It did help a pretty good amount, because after using that color charm, that was when I rocked my hair in the orange yellow stage for 2 weeks. If you're following me on Instagram, or even if you're not, you can just check out my Instagram and see. I have a few pictures up there where my hair was really brassy, and it even now it's still pretty brassy, but I kind of like the honey golden color right now. I feel like Beyonce. So yeah, once you get your hair pretty light, you don't bleach it again. And if you dye, I really recommend you kind of just waiting in between though. So that's why it has to be a long process. You're gonna have to wait in between, or you might lose all your hair. Deep conditioning is your friend. You want to invest in a reconstructor. So one of the very popular ones is Aphogee. It's like their 2-step reconstructor. They have a protein reconstructor. It's like $20 though, so you could buy the packets, but I do advise you just go ahead and buy the bottle, because it's something that you're going to use. So it's not something that you just want to use one time. You're going to want to use it all the time, because it really does reconstruct your hair. You want to stay away from products with chemicals in it, so, or at least try to. So I use I use the purple shampoo, obviously, and then I use the Pantene co-wash that of course has tons of chemicals in it, and then I also use the Organics Keratin Brazilian Therapy conditioner. That of course has chemicals in it too, but the hydrolyzed keratin protein helps, and my hair likes it a lot. I actually just invested in a 70% natural conditioner. It's by Avalon Organics. It cost me about $10 on eBay. The first ingredient is aloe vera juice, the second is water, and then every ingredient after that until the very end is like canola oil, safflower oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, hydrolyze this, hydrolyze that. Like, that has a lot of natural products in it, so I definitely recommend you use either their shampoo, conditioner, or both, but they're all 70% natural. I got the vitamin B complex conditioner by Avalon Organics, and it does kind of dry my hair out, but I'm going to continue using it because it adds a lot of nutrients in it. So I will use that, and then I use the keratin on top, the keratin conditioner on top after that, to replenish some of the moisture or dryness that happens. Be prepared also to trim your hair after this. You're going to want to cut like a good amount of your hair off because your ends might be pretty fried. But I mean, I think we as naturals, we do a pretty good job at fixing those ends or hiding those until they get like super bad. So I'm actually not getting a professional cut until like November because I don't need one, but I did a pretty good job trimming it on my own. They are still pretty dry, but it's also because my hair is straight right now. First day of school. So yeah, stay away from heat. Actually, you're gonna want to stay away from heat after this process. Just for a few months. Like for a few months, you're gonna just want to baby your hair, and that's what I've been doing, just babying it. In the next few months, I am gonna be going lighter, but again, it's gonna be on a very like extended period of how I do that and how I get there. So I just stay tuned for watching. I will also list the products and everything that I use down below, just so that you can look them up and use them if you would like. But anyway, don't be afraid to comment and ask questions or email me or write me on Instagram. Anything, I'm open to it all and I'm open to helping. So thanks for watching.